Hey guys, I'm so happy you're back because this is the last video in my general study tips series before I get back to talking specifically about nursing school. Now, if you watched part 1 of my how to study video, you might have been thinking, oh my gosh, this is so much to go over. How am I ever going to do this? Don't worry, I was thinking the exact same thing when I was filming it. I was worried about going back to school in a couple months because I was like, how the heck did I ever do this much work? Well, I'm about to calm both of us down because I have a little tip on how to make everything a little bit easier for you, and that's coming right up in this video. Before I can give you my tip on making everything easier, I have to add one more thing to your plate, and that's because we haven't talked about assignments yet. We've gone over how to go to class and take notes, how to review your notes, how to study for your exams, but we haven't gone over assignments yet, and that's something professors will give you on a weekly basis. But first, I'm going to blow your mind. I never do homework on the weekends. How nice does that sound? Every Friday afternoon, professors go, have a great weekend, rest up, get lots of sleep, drink lots of water. I'll see you back in class Monday morning, all refreshed. And every student rolls their eyes and says, yeah, right, I'm going to get lots of sleep. I have so much homework to do, and I still want to have a life. Professors are right. Weekends are for resting up so that you're prepared for the week. You're focused during class and you can get your homework done efficiently and do well on those exams. Sometimes it's hard, and I do have to do some homework on Saturday mornings if I have a project or a big test on Monday, but I always reserve a couple hours first thing Saturday morning, get my homework done, and then the rest of the weekend is for me and my husband, and we don't think about anything else. I didn't start doing that until this last year or two, and I will tell you, it makes a difference. I get better grades than some of the people that were studying all weekend long, and it's because I had that rest time. I'm about to show you how you can do that too. I like to start working on my assignments about a week before they're due. I do little chunks of the assignment every night until it's done. If it's faster than that, that's great, it's just done early. Typically, I'm done with my assignments about 2 days before it's due. This is great because it leaves room for me to correct the assignment before I have to turn it in. Say I was talking to a friend and I did the whole thing wrong, I still have time to fix it. Say I waited till the night before, that wouldn't happen. I would be turning in an assignment that was completely wrong. Another nice thing about getting done 2 days early is that sometimes professors spring assignments on you that are due the next day. Say you already had 3 assignments due the next day and now you're adding another. That's just an all-nighter waiting to happen. But if you were already done with the ones that were already due, then you don't have to worry. You just focus on that new one. I don't necessarily schedule out specific time periods for doing my homework or studying, but if you're starting out just trying to get good study skills and you're not really sure how to do this yet, I would definitely suggest scheduling 2 or 3 hours every night to just get all of your homework done from all your different classes and get prepared for the next day. That might sound like a lot, but 2 to 3 hours a day and you are done with everything. You're cutting out a lot of stress if you work ahead of time, and I promise you, you'll honestly spend less time on your homework than if you waited until the night before. We made it to the good part. My number 1 tip for making things easier is staying organized. I could talk about staying organized all day because I think it's just so beneficial to our stress levels. Now, what's the number 1 stressor for people in school right now? It's the fear of failing. It's the fear of getting bad grades, right? Now, let's be honest, what's the number 1 reason people fail their classes? It's not because they didn't do well on their tests. It's because they failed to turn in easy assignments that could have been done. They just didn't know when they were due, or they showed up to tests unprepared because they didn't know there was a test that day. Now, my number 1 tip for avoiding missing assignments and not knowing when your tests are is keeping a planner. I love this planner not only because it's super cute, but because of the way it's set up and keeps me organized. It's the Simplified Planner by Emily Lee, and I will link it down below. I just bought it at Walmart. I can't remember how much it is, but I don't think it was too expensive, probably around $10. But I am going to show you all the features that I love about it. And no, I'm not sponsored or anything. It's just a planner that I love and that I've been using for a long time. So this is the front of the planner. There are different designs, but this is the one I chose because I love a lot of color.
And when I open the planner, there is a spot for my name, and then there's also a letter from the author and instructions on how to use the planner. There's also these tips on how to prioritize and organize your life, and these ideas on how to declutter your home. And I haven't done them yet because I feel like I'm already pretty organized, but if you need some ideas there, that's definitely a great place to start. There was this empty page here, so I just took advantage of writing down my schedule for the next semester. And then there are holiday dates and a place for your bucket list, which I haven't filled out yet, but I really do want to. And then I'm just going to start showing you how the planner is set up. So I'm going to flip to a month that I haven't used yet. This is October, and I do have my YouTube video scheduled in already. But every month starts like this. There's a calendar, typical monthly calendar with a little to-do list on the left side, which I'm excited to take advantage of. And then when you open it up into the weeks, this is my favorite part of the planner. So each day is split into 2 squares. So there's a square that's blank and then a square that says to-do list on the top. And I love it because I always like to put the things that are due that day. So the things that are due Monday, the 28th of September. And then the things that I'm actually going to accomplish or do that day, like working on assignments, in the right column. So that is my favorite part of the planner. That's why I bought it. It's because that's how my mind works, and so I like to find a planner that is most similar to my mind.
I actually bought a different planner last year. I got one of those bigger ones that it seemed like every girl at school had. It was about this big, and it was hardbound and had this really big spiral. And I got it not only because everyone else had it, but because it had stickers and a cute little picture every month, and it was just stinking cute. But I realized that I was never using it because it was so heavy and inconvenient. Every time I tried to pull it out of my backpack, the spiral would get caught on a different notebook, and it was just super annoying, and I ended up just never taking it out of my backpack or even looking at it. And my life was a mess for a whole year. So my point here is just to get the planner that works for you. It doesn't matter what other people have. Everyone studies individually. Now I want to tell you how I actually use my planner. So the first thing I do is put in any major due dates. Syllabus week can be super overwhelming because you're given every single due date in one sitting, and then you're like, holy crap, I have to do all that work. But just put it in the planner. So monthly and daily, I write down the due date. So if I have a test on October 21st, I write it in the monthly calendar, and then I flip to October 21st day and write it there. It takes a long time, but I go through the whole semester and write everything down. I write in pencil because I'm a perfectionist and I can't handle scribbled out stuff. So I write in pencil so I can erase it, and I also will write super important things in all capitals. The next thing I do is write down any special occasions or personal things that I have. So I'll write down my family members' birthdays so that I remember them, and any big family trips or weekend trips that we're doing, just so I have something to look forward to. Lastly, I will go into my planner either on Sunday or on Monday morning before the week begins, whatever works for you, and I will look at what's due that week and make sure that I've either accomplished it already or that I have time to do it. And then I will also look at what's due the week ahead, and I will fill in that right box, that to-do list box, with what I'm going to do every day in order to meet those due dates. I will also add in any chores or errands that I need to do. So if I need to do the dishes and the laundry, I'll say, okay, on Tuesday I'll do the dishes, Wednesday I'll do the laundry, and I need to go to the bank, so I'll go to the bank on Thursday. I write it in so it gets done, and it also changes daily. Say I get to Tuesday and I didn't have time for the dishes, I'll make sure I write it in on Wednesday or Thursday so that it gets done. So this is my second tip on top of having a planner. It's a monthly calendar that I keep in the house, and this is just a whiteboard that I have in our hallway. It's definitely an optional thing if you already have a planner because it's just a repeat of that monthly calendar that you have in there. But I have this mostly for my husband and I because I can write down our social events that we're going to or any prior commitments that we have. And then I like to put down my clinical dates and my test dates. This is a summer month, so they're not really up there, but that just shows him when I'm out of the house and he can wish me good luck for big tests. And then I have anything that's out of the ordinary, so my work schedule changes every week. Right now I'm working at Jamba Juice, so I just have my work hours up there, and then my husband works every day, so I don't put his work up there every day because that's just consistent. But I will add anytime he has meetings or if he works on Saturdays. And then what I love is this meal planning. I can put the meals for the week, and then there's a to-do list. This is definitely unnecessary if you have the planner because it's pretty much just a repeat of what's in your planner. But I like having a second copy of it because say I'm on the phone and I need to see my schedule, I don't always have to go to my backpack and pull up my planner. That's all I have for keeping your workload organized. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go get yourself a planner that makes you excited to get your work done. And I will see you here next time talking all about nursing school. See ya.